Joining us now, our final guest today on the MegaCast. She is a 2013 graduate of West Bloomfield High School. In 2017, she received her Bachelor of Science degree in biochemistry from the University of Michigan. In 2019, a Master's of Public Health and Epidemiology, also from U of M, and is currently a first-year medical student. She is also an Olympic hopeful in track. Her name is Erin Finn, joining us on the MegaCast. Erin, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So how are you? How's your family? How are your teammates?
Yeah, so I'm super thankful that that my family is safe. Both my parents are actually physicians, and so I've been extraordinarily grateful for their help through this, and also just like what they've been doing for the community. My teammates, my teammates who are still running for the University of Michigan are obviously extraordinarily disappointed with the loss of the outdoor track season, but they're taking it, they're being strong and recognizing how this is kind of just playing a role to keep everyone safe, and so they're getting through that, and they're hopeful that they'll be able to compete, coming up this fall, and if not this fall, hopefully this winter. And then my professional teammates are obviously disappointed as well, but everyone recognizes that canceling or pushing the Olympics back a year is for the best, and for it's to keep as many people healthy and safe as possible. So everyone understands, and it's just kind of something we all have to go through to get through this together.
So you're a prolific runner. I actually have some firsthand knowledge of that, having ran against you in high school at Andover High School. You were always one of those people that was a thorn in the side of our women's team, and even some of the people on our men's team that had rivalries with you with your great cross-country times in particular. So you're a prolific runner, you're an Olympic hopeful, and obviously, as you said, the Olympics have been postponed to 2021. How has that impacted your training, and how does that make you feel, knowing that this potential for a dream accomplishment of yours to be delayed another year?
Yeah, it's actually really disappointing because I was aiming to compete at the track trials this June. I was hopefully going to be running a qualifying time tomorrow, actually, to race in the 10,000 meters at the trials this June, but obviously that's not happening. And it's also disappointing because just based on the demands of my medical school curriculum, the second year has a lot less leeway to train and to travel for races. And so training is going to be a little more play it by ear next year and harder to plan out. And so that decreases the likelihood of being able to compete in the trials next summer. But I'm still going to do my best and enjoy it, and recognize that postponing everything is really what we need to do as a society. But yeah, because of that, I'm deciding to kind of take advantage of all this extra time and start preparing for a marathon. So putting in those big miles and laying that strong groundwork of base miles and fitness. And so, yeah, I'm trying to make the best of this situation and really enjoy the loneliness of the long distance runner during this quarantine, and put in some big miles and hopefully debut in the marathon.
Erin Finn with us on the MegaCast, an Olympic hopeful in track, a University of Michigan medical student, joining us on the program today. You're also part of a group at U of M, a group of medical students volunteering in the M Response Corps. Tell us a little bit about what that is.
Yeah, so it's actually a really cool initiative designed by the clinical students at Michigan. So the students in their second, third, and fourth years, to help out. These kind of the older students saw a need and saw an opportunity to volunteer and to help out during this pandemic. And so they created a kind of an organized way for medical students to provide help, whether that be for the hospital, for babysitting, just for anything that the community might need, for delivering groceries. It's really been it's a testament to how amazing the student body at University of Michigan Medical School is, and just how willing they are to help and to give. I've only played a very small role in that because I've been I've been, as a first year student, we're still learning a lot. And we are kind of still in the midst of doing lots of like going to lots of lectures and taking exams, whereas the clinical students had to be pulled off the wards because of the pandemic. So they kind of have had a little bit more time to volunteer in these initiatives. But one that I was invited to do actually was to help create a public health based curriculum using the COVID-19 pandemic as a framework for the second and third year students. And honestly, helping out to create that course was really an honor because I have studied epidemiology and public health, and I'm really interested in education. And so it really kind of melded all of my interests, and it was a way to give back to the community in just a little way. And yeah, so I'm really thankful to be a small part of this amazing student body at the University of Michigan.
Erica Jones here. And Erin, I'm just wondering, I run recreationally a little bit myself. So I always wonder, athletes who are so accomplished like you with running, I know you said you're especially during this time taking advantage and trying to get the miles in. Do you ever take a day off from running, or how does that work?
Yeah, actually, it's funny you bring that up because that's something that I've really learned on my journey as an athlete is that rest is just as important to becoming a better athlete as stress and as working out. So I really do try to implement harder and easier days in training, depending on my fitness level and how kind of hard I am working out on the hard days. That'll dictate if I just take like a short, easy run versus a complete day off. But I definitely incorporate rest into my training, and it's actually been a really essential part of helping me to kind of avoid injury and not get into an injury cycle like I have in the past.
Erin Finn with us on the Oakland County MegaCast, a University of Michigan medical student, a West Bloomfield High School grad in 2013. So bringing this back in our last few minutes of the show today to the COVID-19 angle. Erin, you have a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, a Master's of Public Health and Epidemiology, a medical student you are at the University of Michigan. So you're pretty in the know about the processes that are in motion to safely, hopefully soon, wrap up this crisis. For those unfamiliar with the processes, such as the creation and the testing of a vaccine or production of certain treatments, how are those facilitated, and where are we at in terms of that timeline right now?
Wow, that is a big question, and I'm certainly not qualified enough to fully answer. But I guess just a few important takeaways that I can provide are that we are certainly in the process of creating a vaccine. I was just reading this morning about a new trial starting in the United Kingdom that is looking successful using a protein vaccine to kind of help establish immunity. But right now, it's still the vaccine, even if we can get it as early as possible, is not going to be widely available until the fall, and that would be an extremely early timeline. So right now, it's just super important to continue to be smart and to maintain social distancing while still making sure we are fulfilling our social needs and taking care of each other. But we just have to do it responsibly, by not gathering in large groups and being careful when we are out in public, and really just making sure that we're looking out for our fellow community members by recognizing that we could be spreading the virus when we feel fine, and also recognizing that others might be more vulnerable than ourselves, and it's really going to be a community effort for a while until we are able to get a vaccine. This will end, but it's I don't even want to call it a marathon, because a marathon, has an ending. This is super hard because we don't know when the ending is. And so we really just have to continue to support each other socially while social distancing, and let our scientists create a vaccine, and and hold strong until then.
Erin Finn, a West Bloomfield High School graduate and University of Michigan medical student, with us on the MegaCast. Just a couple minutes left in the show. Erin, anything else that we haven't touched on yet that you believe is important for our audience to know, or anything else that you'd like to say?
Oh, wow. I guess just I'm super thankful for the education I received as a West Bloomfield High School student. I've been following along as they've been they've been wonderful in trying to be innovative and creating a curriculum that accommodates, having students be at home. And I've been watching them roll out plans for the fall so they can, do half online and half in person. And I'm really inspired by their willingness to, really create a great educational environment for their students. But I'm not surprised because I had such a wonderful educational experience there, and it really prepared me well for the rigors of being a student at the University of Michigan, and then kind of was also where it really helped generate my passions for health, both public health and medicine. So just super thankful for my time in West Bloomfield.
Well, we thank you as well for being on the show today and being with us. Erin Finn, thank you for joining us on the MegaCast.
My pleasure. Have a wonderful day.
You as well. Erin Finn, Olympic hopeful in track, University of Michigan medical student and a graduate of West Bloomfield High School.